Hello and welcome to Victory Online Academy. This is AS Mechanics session, and in this session we will be learning forces and Newton's third law. This is a very important topic for AS Mechanics session, and you just need to pay attention for 35 minutes. And I'm sure after the 35 minutes you will have good clarity on the questions, on the type of questions what Cambridge ask. So let's quickly start. Okay, forces and Newton's third law. So let's discuss different kinds of forces. So the first important force is the tension force. So tension is a force which acts in a string. So if this is a body and we are stretching, this is a rope or a string. So the force which acts in the string, if you are pulling it by some force, so this force will be called as tension force. Okay, so the force in the rope or a string, that's called the tension force, and it always acts away from the body. So it is, if we represent this body as a point object and draw the free body diagram, so this is the this always acts, tension force always acts away from the body. It's a pulling force. Okay, it always acts away from the body. Second is normal contact force. So normal contact force is like, this is the surface and there is an object kept on the surface. So the force exerted by the surface on this object, that's called normal contact force. So if you will draw the free body diagram here, so there is a gravitational force acting downwards, mg, and to balance this gravitational force there is a force which is acting upwards from the surface on the block. So that's called normal contact force. And according to Newton's third law, for every action there is equal and opposite reaction. It may say the surface is exerting a normal contact force upwards on the block will also exert the same force downwards. So yeah, this is Newton's third law is being satisfied here. So normal contact force is the force acting by the surface on the block, and it always acts perpendicular to the surface. So this is the surface, it always acts perpendicular. If the surface is like this at an angle theta, and if there is a block here, so it will not act like this, that will be wrong. Okay, this is wrong. The actual force acts, normal contact force will be like this. Normal contact force always act perpendicular to the surface. Okay, it always acts perpendicular to the surface. uh, Third is gravitational force. Gravitational force is the force exerted by the earth. So if m is the mass of the body, the weight is a mg, is a gravitational force. It always acts in downward direction, vertically downwards. So vertically downward, this is the gravitational force. Another force, kind of force, is frictional force. So frictional force is a force which resists the relative motion between two bodies. So if this is a surface and this is an object, if you tries to move this object towards right side, there is a force which acts towards the left, which will tries to stop the body. So this resisting force is the frictional force. Okay, it always acts in the opposite direction of the motion. So if motion is acting towards right, the friction will act towards left. If the motion is acting towards left, if motion is happening towards left, friction will act towards right. There are many factors on which friction force depends. there is normally we write the formula as mu s n. So mu s is the coefficient of friction, coefficient of friction, and n is the normal contact force. So these two factors, friction force depends. Okay. So this type of forces we discussed. Let's solve questions on the concepts of Newton's third law. So let's start with the pulley question. So here, this is 5 kg object hanging from the pulley, and there is a 3 kg object hanging the side. Pulley is frictionless, and strings are massless. Pulley frictionless and strings are massless. So whatever the tension in this string, the same tension will be in the left string. So both the string, the tension is the same. Uh, let's draw the free body diagram and show the forces here. So as a tension force, as a string, tension force is a force x away from the body. So if 5 kg is the body, tension is acting upwards, and 5g is acting downwards. And if you draw the diagram, free body diagram of this, so tension will act upwards, and 3g is the force which acts downward. Now the question is, find the tension and acceleration of the body. So to find out the tension and the acceleration of the body, let's write down the equation of block A, and then we'll write the equation for block B. So for block A, I'm writing the equation. This 5g is 5 kg will like come downward and 3 kg will go up, right? So here it means 5g is more than tension T. So 5g minus T is equal to 5A. Resultant force is equal to mass into acceleration. So resultant force 5g minus T is the resultant force, mass is 5 into A. This is equation number 1. For B, you can write this is goes up, it means tension is more than 3g. So T minus 3g is equal to 3A. This is equation number 2. Now we need to simplify this. So tension gets cancelled out. 5g minus 3g is 2g. If you add them, tension gets cancelled, and 5g minus 3g is 2g, and 5 plus 3 is 8, 8a. So acceleration is, if g is 10, it's in mechanics we take g as 10, so that will become 20 over 8, and just use the calculator and get the answer. So here you will get 2.5 meter per second square. That's the acceleration, and just substitute in any of the equation and get the tension. So we'll substitute in second equation. So that tension is T minus 3 into 10 is equal to 3 into 2.5. So T equals to 3 into 10 is 30. So 30 plus 7.5, which will give you 37.5 Newton. So that's the value of the tension. There is another way by which we can solve this particular question. If we consider both as a system, tension is the internal force. Okay, tension is the internal force of the uh, of this pulley system. So if we consider 5 kg and 3 kg as one system, so we can find out the acceleration of the system. Acceleration of system is resultant external force divided by the total mass. So acceleration of the system, what is the resultant external force? External force is the gravitational force, which is an external force, because tension is the internal force, right? So if 5g is trying to pull this system downwards, this 3g is opposing it, right? So resultant external force is 5g minus 3g divided by total mass is 5 plus 3. So that's the acceleration of the system. That's 2g over 8, which is 20 over 8, and that will give you 2.5 meter per second square. And this is the acceleration, and we can find out the tension. Tension, to find out the tension, you have to write the equation of one block. So you know how to find out the equation. T minus 3g is equal to 3a. So you just need to substitute 2.5 over there, and like we did, like we substitute here, so you'll get the tension. Let's solve one other pulley uh, question. So here is a block, let's say 5 kg. This is 3 kg. This is 1 kg. Okay. There are two strings. This is string S1 and this is string S2. We need to find the tension in string S1 and S2. These are the tension, and we need to find the acceleration of the system. This is the first part. Second part is acceleration of the system. Okay. So let's draw the free body diagram of each. Let's name it ABC. So I'm drawing the free body diagram for A. So here the tension is acting upward. Let's say tension is T1 in this one string, and this is 5G acting downwards. For B, tension T1 is upwards, T2 is acting downward because string is there, so tension T2 is acting downward, and there is a 3G force. So 3G is also acting downwards, which is the earth is exerting on block. Now for C, this is T2 and this is 1G. Okay. Yeah. So we have written the equation of A, B, and C. Now we have drawn the free body diagram. Let's write out the equations now. So you need to analyze first that which one will come down and which one goes up. So as you know, this is 5 kg is heavier. Like 5g is the force acting downward. Here 3g 4 kg is here. So this is lighter compared to 5 kg. That's why 5a will come down and b and c will go up. Okay. So let's write down the equation, and a is the acceleration of the system. So equation will be 5g minus t1 is equal to 5a. That's for a. For b, it will be t1 minus t2 minus 3g is equal to 3a. That's for b. And for c, it will be t2 minus 1g is equal to 1a. That's for c. And to simplify, let's add all these three equations. So if you add all of them, so T1, negative T1 and positive T1 gets cancelled, negative T2 and positive T2 gets cancelled. So finally you'll get 5G minus 3G minus 1G, which will give you 5G minus 4G and equals to the total mass 9A. So that is 1G equals to 9A. A is equal to 1G is 10 over 9, and you can find out the answer 1.11 meter per second square. That's the acceleration, and acceleration is 1.11 into a significant figure. If you want to find out t1, so substitute over here in the first equation. So 5g means 5 into 10 minus t1 is equal to 5 into 1.11. So T1 is equal to 50 minus 5.55. So that will give you uh, that will give you 44.45 Newton. That's the value of T1. And T2 minus 10 equals to 1 into 1.11. So T2 is equal to 10 plus 1.11, which is 11.11 Newton. And three significant figure if you want to write, that will be 11.1 Newton. That's the answer. So that's how we solve pulley problems. Let's solve a question on inclined plane. So let's say this is 30 degree and here is a force, here is a block of 3 kg. Okay. Mm, here is a pulley. Here is 10 kg and here we are pulling it upwards by, here is the force acting upwards by, let's say, 5 Newton. Make it heavier, so let's say 50 Newton. 50 Newton is the force acting upwards. What we need to find out here, we need to find the acceleration and tension. So acceleration of the system and tension in this string, in this particular string. So let's analyze it. So here is a 100 Newton force, 10 G will act, which is 100 Newton. Here, if it is all 3 kg, so it's 30 Newton here. This is also 30 degree. So that this will give you 30 cos 30 and downward direction it will be 30 sin 30. Okay. And normal contact force, right? So let's draw the free body diagram of this block. So here is, this is tension, this is 100 Newton, here is 30 sin 30 and T are acting downwards. 30 sin 30 and 50 is acting upwards. This will go down, it means this block will go down as well because the downward force is more. So let's write down the equation. So 100 minus T is equal to 10A, and here the equation is T plus 30 sin 30 minus 50 equals to 3A. So this T and this T gets cancelled out. 100 plus 30 sin 30 minus 50 is equal to 13A. This is 15, so 115 minus 50 equals to 13A. You will get acceleration as 65 divided by 30 and 13, 5. So acceleration is 5 meter per second square. And if acceleration is 5 meter per second square, you can substitute over here to get the value of t. So 100 minus t is equal to 10 into 5. This is 50, so t is 100 minus 50, which will give you 50 Newton. That's the answer. So it's very simple. Um, Let's solve another question. Let's include two pulleys. So here is a pulley, here is an object, here is a pulley, here is an object. This is 5 kg, this is 3 kg, this is 2 kg. Here is the string T1 and here is the string S1. This is string S1, this is string S2. What we need to find out here is we need to find out the tension in string S1 and S2 and acceleration of the system. And these are smooth. So let's draw the free body diagram. So if we draw the free body diagram here, let's name it A, B, and C. So for A, tension upwards 5G, downwards that's 50. For B, it's T1, let's name it as T1 here and T2 here. Normal contact force 30. And for C is T. Okay, this is S2 and this is S1. Let's change it so that matches. So tension T2 upwards and 20 Newton downwards. Okay, so as you can see, this is heavier, so A will go down and C will go up and B will move towards left. So let's write down the equation. So 50 minus T1 equals to 5A. That's for A. For A. For B is T1 minus T2 is equal to 3A. And for C, T2 minus 20 is equal to 2A. Add them. So if you add them, T1 gets cancelled out, T2 gets cancelled out, so you'll get 30 equals to 10A. So A is equal to 3 meter per second square. If A is 3, you can find out T1 and T2. So if you substitute A here, you will get T2. So T2 is equal to 2 multiply 3 plus 20. That's 6 plus 20, 26 Newton. And if you substitute A over here, so 50 minus T1 is equal to 5 into 3. So T1 is equal to 50 minus 15 is equal to 35 Newton. So that's the answer. So A, T1 and A, we got T1, we got 52 gold. There is another formula, there is another way we can do this. That's acceleration of the system. Acceleration of system is because they have the same acceleration. So acceleration of system, we can consider them as one system. That is resultant external force divided by total mass. So what is the resultant external force? Obviously this is 5G and 2G. This is the external force which is affecting the motion. So resultant external force is 5G minus 2G divided by total mass 5 plus 3 plus 2. That will give you 3G divided by 10. That's 30 divided by 10, which is 3. So this is another way by which you can find out the acceleration, the way we got it here. And once you get the acceleration, you can write down the equations individually and find out T1 and T2, the way we did for B and C. Or you can write it for A and find out T1 and T2. This is the way to solve questions related to Newton's third law and forces. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comments. Okay. Uh, I'll quickly revise the concept what we learned today. Uh, so tension force is a pulling force. Opposite to tension is a thrust. Thrust is a pushing force. So it always acts towards the body. Tension always acts away from the body. Gravitation force is acting vertically downwards. Friction force always acts opposite to the motion. And then we did questions on pulley. It's very important with respect to AS level exam. So you can write down the in this like in this particular question, write down the equation individually and use mathematics simultaneous equations to find out acceleration and the tension, or you can use the concept of acceleration of systems, that is resultant external force over total mass. That way also you can get the answer. Hope you had a good understanding of the concept what we discussed today. uh, Thanks for watching. If you have any doubt in any subject, or if you're struggling with any subject, you can register for free demo session on our website. Our website is www.victoryonlineacademy.com. We are running this organization from last 3 years. We have helped thousands of students in 3 hour journey. We have experienced teachers working with us, and we will definitely help you in any subject in which you are struggling. So do visit our website and register for free demo session. Thanks for watching.